This is my recording of Catherine Cole's Birdie by Karen Cushman. It was the 1995 Newbery Honor Book. This is one of Catherine's entries. 3rd day of February, Feast of St. Aya, who sailed across the Irish Sea on a leaf. I am locked in my chamber this day, for my rudeness to folk, the fat and flabby son of the baron folk from Normandy. It was like this. Yestermorn my father received a messenger from Baron Folk, saying the baron would be here by noon to discuss further betrothal arrangements between the younger folk and myself. By cock and pie I swore I will not be given in marriage against my will. But I again hid in the privy to watch their arrival, since I thought not to refuse right away if the young folk seemed clever or funny. When you mix flour and salt and yeast and water to make the dough for bread and put it in a warm place, it swells, growing white and soft and spongy. That is what the young folk looked like. God's thumbs. No wonder the baron was willing to consider an alliance with a knight's daughter. I stayed in that privy until Morwenna, her nurse, seeking to rid herself of her breakfast ale before dinner, found me. Marched into the hall, I sulked through lamb cooked with raisins and 2 kinds of fruit tart. I frowned through the dancing. I scowled through the minstrels' songs. After dinner, my father and the baron went to play chess, my mother to take a nap, Morwenna to the solar, the young folk to the stables, and myself back to the privy. Soon, though, I heard the rubbing and bouncing sound of too much flesh approaching, and looked out. Young folk was coming. I sneaked out without being seen, and he took my place on the privy seat. So I set fire to the privy. By the bones of St. Wigbert, I swear it was not intentional. Hoping to make flabby folk uncomfortable by filling the privy with foul-smelling smoke, I set afire a mound of wet hay nearby, mayhap too nearby, for the privy soon was ablaze. I did not intend the privy to burn. I did not intend the door to stick. I did not intend that the billowing smoke and folks bellowing would bring most of the manor to help. I did not intend that when he finally did get out, it would be without his breeches. God's thumbs, his backside was the size of a mill pond. After the laughter and the joking and the dousing of the fire, I, of course, was caught and blamed. Morwenna and my father never even asked if I intended to do it. I was smacked and sent to my chamber. The 2 folks left without a betrothal. Rhys, John, and Wat must build a new privy.